Hey everybody, welcome back to another fun and exciting pre-algebra class. Today we are going to be jumping into lesson 7.3 in your book. That is on page 301, page 301. And today we are going to be talking about slope. Again, on the Cartesian plane, talking about putting lines, points, things like that on the Cartesian plane. So let's go ahead, let's blow this up just a little bit, and let's practice this. Let's see what this looks like on the graph, okay? So let's put a point right here at origin. That's where we're going to start. So we're going to start from the point 0, 0. So now we're going to draw a line. All right, so I'll put our line in green here, and we are going to determine what is the slope of this line, okay? So what did I say? It's our y over our x. It's our rise over our run. So let's zoom this up just a little bit more and look what our slope is here. What is our rise? How many times do we go up to get to this point, right? Well, we go up 1 and over 1. Up 1 over 1. So that's going to be y equals 1, and then it's also going to be x equals 1. So up 1 over 1 is 1 over 1. So if we come back over here, that's going to equal 1 over 1. Y is 1, x is 1. So what does our slope equal here? 1 over 1, or you could write that as just the number 1. You'll see that both ways. I would always write it like that as a fraction. Sometimes the book will write it like this as a solved fraction or as a divided fraction, okay? So let's do another one. Let's put another line on there and let's look at that one. So I'm going to go ahead and use the point 0, 0 again here in the middle. But now let's put the line going up this way this time. So what we want to do is we want to find, all right, think about this. We want to find a place where it's touching a corner of our graph, right? So in other words, we don't know, like if we're trying to count up one spot, we don't know how far over that is. Why not? Because it's not touching a line. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Look right here, it touches that corner right there, right? So we know that how many spots are we going up? We're going up 1, 2, 3 spots. So y is going to equal 3, and notice we're going to the left 1 spot. So our x equals -1, right? So slope is y over x, so it's going to be 3 over -1. Now this is some magic. You're going to watch some pretty cool magic right here. Check this out. Let's go the other way. Let's do the same thing, except let's count this way first, right? So let's go, let me get rid of that. So now let's start at this point right here, okay? We're going to start here, and we're going to count back down to origin, back down to the center. So check this out. Now I'm going 1 to the right on the x, okay? So our x this time is going to equal 1. And our y is going to equal, notice I'm going down 1, 2, 3. So if I'm going down on the y, I'm -3 on the y. So check this out. So which one is my slope? I don't understand, Mr. Steve. Which one is the slope? Is it -3 over 1 or is it 3 over -1? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Now watch. Because our slope equals -3 over 1 or -3. -3 is the slope because it doesn't matter if it's 3 over -1, that equals -3, or it doesn't matter if it's -3 over +1. Let me show you that on the calculator just so that you believe me, okay? So if I put in -3 divided by 1. That gives me -3. Then if I put in 3, +3, divided by -1. Okay, watch what this gives me. -3. So either way that I do that, I still get negative 3. So it doesn't matter if you write it like this, negative 3 over 1, or if you write it like this, 3 over negative 1, the fact is that you still get negative 3 as your slope. Okay, so you can write your slope either way. In other words, you can put your negative sign on either one, on the numerator or the denominator. It's going to be the same thing. Okay, let me show you one more here. We're going to do the same thing with this one. Let's go ahead and count it. So we're going to count 1 to the right. So our x is going, because look, this is where our line is up here. Okay, this is where this is where the point touches right here. Okay, so the point touches this line. So it's x equals 1. And then we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so y equals 5. So we have 5 over 1 this time. So our slope, our m, equals 5, positive 5. But watch what happens if I go the other way. So now I'm going to start with this point up here. So now I'm going 1 to the left. So now my x equals negative 1 because I'm going to the left. And now I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now my y equals negative 5 because I went down, right? I went down, so it's negative. Now look at this fraction. I have negative 5 over negative 1. It's like mind blown. No, what are our rules about negative, positive, and negative numbers? Let's go back to the calculator and let's say that we're going to put in negative 5 divided by, and I'll actually put that in parentheses, and then I'll say divided by negative 1. Okay, so what is this going to do when I do this? Well, that's going to give us a positive 5. Remember our rules, negative, negative. When we divide, we get a positive answer. And so some of you were wondering when we got to that section, like, why does this give us a positive answer? Well, this is a good example of why it gives us a positive answer. Okay, when you have two negatives, when you divide, it creates a positive answer. So these two are the same. That equals that. Our slope here is also m equals positive 5. Now, I don't want you to, when you write this, I don't want you to write negative 5 over negative 1. If you write it, it's not wrong, but I would rather have you write it like this, 5 over 1, and just get rid of those two negative signs because you remember when you have two negatives, it makes a positive. So I would just rather you get rid of the negative signs and go from there. All right, so let's do one more thing, and then we'll be done with this video. So now this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2 points. So let's call this one, this is in your book on page 301. Let's call this negative 3 comma negative 2. And we're going to put a second point on here. The second point is going to be negative 1 comma 2. Negative 1 comma 2. Now what we want to do is we want to graph those 2 points. So let's take those 2 points. Let's put this one, we'll call this one the pink one, so we'll put this one on the pink dot. So negative 3, that's the x. 1, 2, 3, okay? And then negative 2, 1, 2, we're going down. So we're going to put our pink dot right there. That is negative 3, negative 2. That's this dot right here, right? So we counted away from 0, right? Okay, now the second line that they give us, we'll call this one our yellow line, our yellow dot, okay? Negative 1, positive 2. So we're going to go negative 1, positive 2, 1, 2. And so we're going to put another point right there. Now, what they ask you, and let's say, we'll go ahead and connect our line. I'll connect a green line right here. Okay, so there's the green line connected. And here's what they ask you. They say, what does the slope equal? What is m? Okay, so they gave you the line. So we graphed these lines in the last lesson, right? So we graphed this line. We just graphed this line again, and we have these 2 points. Now they want to know. Now we're not going to 0. We're not going down here to the 0. What we're doing is we're going down here to this point. And so all we do is we count. So what is slope? Slope is y over x. So we need to count the down, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, because now I'm on this line. So our y equals 4 over, what's our x? Okay, so, but that's negative 4 because we went down. Don't forget that's a negative 4. And now we're going to the left, 1, 2 on the x, so negative 2. So that's negative 4, negative 2. We have this problem again, right? Negative, negative. So our slope is going to be a positive 4 over 2. Now, you always want to simplify your slope if possible. So you just divide these two and or reduce your fraction, and you end up with what? M equals 2 over 1, or M equals 2. That would be your slope on that line. Okay, now you could find it going the other way. So let's do the same thing, the same process, but let's start here at the pink dot this time. 1, 2. So x equals 2 this time, right? And then y equals 1, 2, 3, 4. Y equals 4. Now this time it's positive, okay? So this first time we got negative, negative, which turned into a positive. The second time that we did it when we started with the pink line, we could also do it the other way. Check this out. I could also go up this way. So I could do my y first, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do my x, 1, 2. It comes out the same no matter which way that you do it. All right, let me actually show you one more thing, and I'll be done, promise. All right, so now this time what they give you, this is on page 302, this is the example there. They give you this point, and they want you to draw the line. So you don't have the line, you have to draw the line. So first of all, we need to plot the point 3, 2. So what we would do is, remember, go start with origin, right here in the middle, and we're going to plot 3, 2. How do we do that? 3 is the x, 1, 2, 3. 2 is the y, 1, 2. Our point is going to be right here. All right, now, don't worry about this point here in the middle because that's just where I marked origin. So now what we want to do is we want to come over here and we want to count out our slope. This is where be very careful when it just says 2. Remember that slope is always a fraction. So this is actually 2 over 1. So in other words, y equals 2 and x equals 1. So what we have to do is we have to go up 2. And we're starting from this point. We're starting from this point that they gave us right here. So we're going to go up to 1, 2, and then we're going to go over 1. Our run is 1, so we're going to go right there. There's our new point, and now we can draw our line. Now we have our line. I'll just do this right here. So our line is right there. Okay, and then notice that every other point is going to fall on our line. So let's say that we do this negative 2 over negative 1. Okay, so let's go down to 1, 2, and over 1. Look, there we are on our line again. Okay, so in other words, this is all matching up. We could keep doing it. So up 2 over 1, 1, 2 over 1. There we are back on our line again. And we just keep ending up on this line because we keep doing the same slope. This whole thing has the same slope no matter where we go. And we could go into infinity on that same slope. All right, I know that was a pretty heavy lesson, right? So, and it was a long lesson. You might have to watch it a couple times. Pay attention. Try to learn those different, what is slope, what is the rise, what is the run, what is x and y, and where do you plug it in, how do you figure it out, and then practice this. And as you're practicing, maybe scroll it back and watch the video a little bit more, and hopefully you'll be able to figure this stuff out, okay? All right, that's all I have for you in this lesson. You have a good one. Bye-bye.